There is too much happening in East Africa right now. And as I've often said on this channel, many times big news events are linked. And when you understand how they are linked, it enables you to grasp the whole situation very accurately. For instance, you book an appointment to see your member of parliament, but he fails to show up. And his or her handlers fail to give you an alternative date for an appointment. And then news breaks that a certain legislator is about to resign, is calling a press conference to resign. But this particular news item does not identify which legislator this is. But based on your earlier experience, which has never happened before, you're able to link the two immediately. And you start getting a very good idea of which particular legislator is about to call a press conference tomorrow to hand in their resignation. Now that is just a hypothetical example, because we know MPs never resign. There are very few occasions where a legislator in Kenya has resigned. In the history of our parliament, dating back to colonial days. Now, I believe most of you come to this channel to get a heads up. Indeed, there are very few people with enough time on their hands to sit down and analyze the news and be able to link particular news items and therefore make more sense out of it. And that is why many of you come to this channel, for me to do exactly that for you. Now, over the last few hours, I have received different pieces of information from multiple sources that suggest that there are major changes loading in this part of the world. And unfortunately, I cannot share all that information with you. Some of it is highly sensitive. And many times, if I share that information verbatim, publicly, my sources will be exposed. And I closely guard my sources. Indeed, I've told a story here on this channel of how in the early Kumekucha days, when I was doing the blog, I rushed to publish a story and in the process exposed my source with tragic consequences to them. And since that day, I am extremely sensitive over this particular issue. I guard my sources with all I've got. Sometimes somebody can give information, and the nature of that information is such that somebody is going to be able to figure out only so and so would have exposed, leaked that particular information. It really becomes a no-brainer. Very obvious. And so, rather than putting it all together for you here, what I will do is that I will link two very big stories that have broken here recently, in the last day or two. And I'm sure those of us who are alert, on our toes, will be able to put everything together and understand, even without the different pieces of information I'm talking about. News item number 1. The whereabouts of the Tanzanian president, John Pombe Magufuli, are unknown. He has not been seen in public for over 2 weeks, and various claims, allegations have been put forward, including one that he is sick, very seriously sick, allegedly suffering from ile ugonjwa ilitoka Wuhan. News item number 2. Former Prime Minister Raila Odinga, is admitted to hospital. And in the last few hours, news has broken that he's suffering from ile ugonjwa ilitoka Wuhan. He has tested positive for it. But latest reports tell us he's responding well to treatment. And I take this opportunity to wish this legendary Kenyan a quick recovery. He is in my prayers, and he should be for every patriotic Kenyan who prays. Now, we know that both these two very prominent East Africans are friends, or at least they were friends for many years. Until 2017. You remember what happened in 2017, the general elections in Kenya, the links to Tanzania. Something went wrong. And the status of their friendship currently is not very clear. But that is not the link I'm talking about concerning these two news stories. Although I'm sure at least some of you will be able to see the link. Now, for those who are able to, there's a particular piece of information I've received, a confidential document, with a lot of very revealing information that does not expose my source, that I can be able to share. And this will make what I'm talking about here very clear to anybody. And initially, I thought that I would be able to share it on our Telegram forum. Like I share a lot of information on our Telegram forum, which I highly recommend in case you're not on our Telegram forum. There's a link in the description area below. Please join as soon as possible. You'll be able to get a lot of this information that I and others normally share on that forum. Very informative. And so initially I thought I'd be able to share it there. But after some consultations, I realized that it is still too sensitive. And therefore, it is available, I'm afraid, only to our weekly intelligence briefings members. And just to give you an idea of how sensitive it is, this particular WIB number 51 is not a video, it is a document. And for those who are subscribed to my weekly intelligence briefings, it is already in your inbox. All WIB members are also members of my Google groups for Club 1999 and WIB. And actually this is the most reliable way of receiving your weekly intelligence briefings. And for those who are asking, lifetime memberships are still very much in force. Nobody cancelled them. And lifetime membership means exactly that, lifetime. You never need to pay subscription again. And so, if you've been ignoring your Google Groups messages, because there are the messages which are normally there, don't. Just go to your inbox and look for the latest message from Google Groups, our Google Groups, WIB number 51. There it will be, the full explosive document. And if your membership has expired, please update it. Using our latest special offer, $28. Details on your screens right now. Because as I promised about 2 weeks ago, I'm going to be sharing a lot of very interesting stuff which you cannot afford to miss. And if you're not yet a member, we welcome new members. Just use the details on the screen right now. Send a blank email to youmissthis@gmail.com and you'll get full payment instructions. Only 2,800 bob or $28, and you have a full year subscription. And you also receive all past sensitive WIBs that you've missed since we started, which I assure you will really spice up your weekend. So go for it. In conclusion, the time has come when those of us who do not usually pray need to start to find a way to pray. And for those who pray, to pray very hard for our country Kenya and for East Africa. Oh Almighty God, remember mercy. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.